It has never been easier to stand out online. And I know that sounds crazy. There's more competition than ever. Everyone's creating content. The internet is flooded with information. If you look at the metrics on how much data is created in a given day thanks to generative AI versus how much data has been produced in the 20, 30, 40, 50 years previous to AI, the figures are staggering. But I'm telling you, standing out has never been easier, and it's all thanks to AI. Most people think AI is the enemy. They're worried about being replaced, outsmarted, outpaced. How can I compete with machines that can write faster and research better and they never get tired? But while everyone is panicking about AI taking over, something hilarious is happening. AI is making everyone sound exactly the same. I open LinkedIn and it's like reading the same post over and over again, just on different profiles with different pictures and a slightly different tone. Here are 5 lessons I learned from blank, followed by the most basic stuff everybody already knows. The biggest mistake I see companies making, followed by advice so generic it could apply to selling lemonade or building rockets. Unpopular opinion, but followed by the most popular, safe, focus grouped opinion possible. And the crazy part, the content isn't even wrong. Like, it's often technically correct and objectively maybe even useful, but it's boring as hell. It's like every single post was written by the same committee of middle managers who've never had an original thought in their lives, and it's exhausting. Here's what's happening. AI doesn't create, it averages. Think about how these large language models work. They work by analyzing millions of pieces of content that they're trained on and then learning how to predict what word should come next based on patterns, based on the prompts that they receive. They are literally designed to produce the most statistically average response possible based on the prompts they're given. The most common way to say something, the safest take, the least controversial opinion, or if you ask for a controversial opinion, the opinion that is most likely to be seen as controversial. And most people using AI just copy paste whatever it spits out and they call it a day. So now we have this flood of perfectly mediocre content that all sounds like it came from the same beige corporate handbook.
Don't quote me, regulations. I co-chaired the committee that reviewed the recommendation to revise the color of the book that regulation's in. We kept it gray.
Which means being different is stupidly easy right now. Literally all you have to do is be a human being. Have actual opinions, share actual experiences, use your own voice instead of the AI voice that sounds like a customer service manual. While everyone else is posting 5 ways to optimize your workflow for maximum efficiency, you can post about the time you tried to optimize your workflow and ended up working twice as hard for half the results. While they're sharing inspirational Monday motivation, you can share what actually motivated you this week or last week, even if it was spite or caffeine or just the fear of disappointing your mom. At least that's real. We want to hear about that. Tell us about that, please. While they're using ChatGPT to write about industry best practices, you can write about why the best practice doesn't work for your specific situation and what you do instead. It's being human in a world of robots. Stop trying to sound professional, start trying to sound like yourself. Write how you actually talk. Use the words you would use if you were explaining this to a friend over a beer and not presenting to a board of directors. Tell stories, don't just give lessons. Don't just say communication is important. Tell me about the time that bad communication cost you a deal. Talk about what went wrong and how you fixed it and how you're learning and becoming better. Like, the story teaches the lesson better than the lesson itself. Like, humans have been sitting around the campfire telling stories since we learned how to talk. That is how ideas have been communicated from one generation to the next since time immemorial. Have opinions, that even if they might piss people off. If everyone agrees with everything you say, you are not saying anything interesting. It is okay to polarize people, and it's better. The faster someone decides whether they like you or not, the less time everyone wastes. And like I said, show the mess, not just the success. Post the before photo that makes you cringe. Talk about the project that went sideways. Share the client conversation that didn't go how you planned. Like, real life is messy. Embrace it. Admit when you're wrong or don't know something. Like, I have no idea how to solve this problem, but here's what I'm trying, is infinitely more interesting than pretending that you have all the answers. Be specific about everything. Don't talk about improving client relationships. Talk about how you started texting photos of job progress every day at 4 p.m. and it cut your client calls in half. Like, when you do this, you become an oasis in a desert of AI slop.
Have some more sloppy Joes.
People are desperate for authentic content. They are tired of reading the same regurgitated advice in slightly different fonts. Like, they want to hear from real human beings with real problems and real solutions, even if those solutions are weird or specific or maybe completely wrong for someone else's situation. At least it's real. And when they find that authenticity, they're going to reward you with something that AI cannot manufacture for you. That's genuine trust from another human being. But being authentic is just step one. You also need to know how to create content that actually works. You need to know the things to talk about, because being real but boring is just as useless as being fake but vaguely interesting. So go and watch this video next to learn how to make content that is both authentic and effective.